It's Week 7 of the NFL, and this one features the Saints' electric quarterback. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball, 4 touchdown throws. It's the Saints and the Cardinals on Thursday night primetime.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here between the New Orleans Saints and the Arizona Cardinals. Brandon with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaunton. Charles, you look at this Cardinal team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter, it's Taylor Heineke.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-to-1 as opposed to the 2-to-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. Heineke going to put it up right away. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Heineke again. He will find his man Chase complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 23. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Heineke now. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. Now Heineke. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Jamar Chase, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of the team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Come on. Hey. Ready.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force you.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Poona Ford, the one to get to him and drop him. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Come on, baby, we gotta do our job.
So roughing the passer call is accepted, and this officiating crew not making very many friends here with this crowd.
Yeah, we all know that everyone accuses the officials of kind of playing to the home team, but not in this case. They're just trying to administer the game the way it's supposed to be. That drew the flag.
He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3, ball on the 7. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. Williams will score. Touchdown, New Orleans. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense can miss too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Tucker now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Smith on 3rd down. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Ready, set.
Now Gino on 1st down. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So here are the Saints to take over. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting, as they've got the lead right now, beginning this drive 1st and 10. Heineke's throw taken in by London. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Williams. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line at 8 yards.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Heineke. He's got his man London right side, and he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team. Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Heineke on 1st down. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Heineke. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end.
Oh, he fakes a spike. This is caught. And he's brought down. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the 1st half. It's a 1st down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jamar Chase with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Saints have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the 1st half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Third down, here's McCaffrey. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow, and I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
To throw again on second down, Heineke. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Yeah, that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Smith. And it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now again, right side McCaffrey. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Holding offense.
Job, man.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And ultimately, this won't go for much, maybe a couple, but boy, he showed off that make-you-miss ability that certainly is in his arsenal. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
Here we go, here we go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. A 2nd down throw for Heineke. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. And they'll throw again. Heineke. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Heineke to throw it. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Desmond King picks it. And the Cardinals are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive, because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself not just so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Smith. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Michael Thomas, 89 yards. And the Cardinals are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. Sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, that good stuff. You got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing. Change things up a little bit and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some of the best games of the weekend come in that 1 o'clock Eastern window, one of which features the Panthers at home in Carolina as they'll face off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the New York Jets. And then lastly, Monday Night Football. It's a classic Super Bowl rematch from 36 years ago. The Bears and Patriots from Foxborough. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football at State Farm Stadium. And for the call, let's head back out to Glendale and hand it over to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Michael Thomas now heading back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a...
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Carlos Dunlap able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing is Smith. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Gino. Looking long for Thomas. And that is incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. And now it's a bootleg with Heineke out to his left. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Flush to his right. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And they move this all the way down to the 9. He got 29 yards that time. Throwing. Heineke. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
On 2nd and goal, Heineke. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Again, it's Heineke. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Darren Waller. A 2-yard touchdown grab. as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little clock, end up in the end zone. Now they've got a cushion for the rest of the game, so they didn't just help themselves offensively, they helped their defense out as well.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 27, Smith. Caught on the right side by Jones. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now it's Smith. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That's taken on the 25. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Set to start another drive, and it's quarterback Taylor Heineke in charge. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes, too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Heineke now from the 50. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, a 22.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Escaping the pressure right. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Heineke again. And the ball is knocked out, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the 3rd, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph.
Here we go,
On 2nd and 9, Smith. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now Smith. And Pascal's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a 1st down. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. On 2nd and 7, Smith. And Jones has it over the middle. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Off the option, here's McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Smith. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. Out route, he finds his man. It's Jones. And he is going to have the Cardinals' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Smith now to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Smith. Looking sideline, incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He's going to air one out, and that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They snap it to Smith. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick 6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really you're almost at the point of no option. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense call, able to make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it right around the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Geno now to throw. Taken in by Pascal out left. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now Gino on first down. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To the air again, Smith. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Throwing now is Gino. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. On first down, it's Smith. And he wisely will throw that one away. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Gino. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Cliff Kingsbury's saying, hey, let's take another look at that. He's going to throw down the challenge flag. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. Smith throwing again. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marvin Jones, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Oh, he fakes a spike. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. To the air again, Heineke. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jamal Williams, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Saints add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be second down. Now Smith. A good throw here, finding Pascal. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing is Smith. On the slant, he'll get it to Jones. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Again, Smith. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. To throw again on 2nd down. Smith. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 23. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith. That's into the hands of Pascal. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Here's Smith. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. One last throw here for Smith. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something.
And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for New Orleans, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will get another road test next week as they head to Vegas to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. They'll be off to